everyone, Letty here. Welcome to another hashtag N2S Christmas in July. I have the Christmas in July release from Not Too Shabby. I am going to be doing a 6x6 paper pad smash. Welcome back, everyone. So I'm on the design team for the Not Too Shabby shop for this term. Here is their logo. I will list a website affiliate link down in the description box below. Today, I am working with the Christmas in July release from Not Too Shabby. It comes with a paper pad, a pack of ephemera, and some enamel dots. And so let's go through each item real quick. This is Rustic Christmas. This is the 6x6 paper pad. You do get 24 double-sided sheets, so you're going to get 12 designs, 4 of each one. They are 6x6 sheets of paper. These are loose now. They're not on a pad. They're in a pack. And so there will be a playlist for all of the design team that is creating videos for this Christmas in July release. And I'll link that playlist down in the description box below. You see here, these are some of the patterns that you're going to get. Really pretty reds and greens with poinsettias and stars. And there's some like kind of scripty fonts on here. You can kind of see it subtle scripty fonts. Really cute. So these are going to make some great projects for Christmas. So if you're like me, I like to do my Christmas in July to get a head start on Christmas. It gets really busy during the holidays. And so being able to do Christmas in July just really helps for later on in the year. So these are, again, all of the different patterns. You also have some faux glitter. Not Too Shabby generally has some faux glitter in their paper pads. It's not real glitter. It's just the paper. It looks like glitter. And then you've got some stripes with some sort of like stamped images on top and some scripty stuff. So again, this is Rustic Christmas. This is a 6x6 paper pad. Really pretty. Then you've got a coordinating ephemera pack called Christmas Tea. And so it's really pretty. There's lots of really gorgeous images. Again, it's called Christmas Tea. There are tons of really, really pretty images, really elegant images. Here is a still shot of all of the items that come in that ephemera pack. You see here some little girls and some puppies and some tea settings. Really, really pretty. Then you also have a pack of enamel dots. This is called Vintage Christmas Charm. These are glitter enamel dots, and so you've got some little glitter inside of them. Really, really pretty. And you're going to see later in my cards how much these sparkle. So again, this was the Christmas in July release from the Not Too Shabby shop. Let's go ahead and dive in to today's project. Before I jump in, let me show you my previous projects. I did these 6 cards using the paper pad, the ephemera, and the enamel dots. Super cute. And then I also did these gift card holder ornaments. So these are super, super fun and great to make ahead of time. They've got a to from label and you can fit a gift card in the back. So these are 2 of the projects I've already done with this paper pack and these items. I'll link both videos at the end. And so today I'm going to be using the Christmas in July items from the Not Too Shabby shop, but I only have a few items left. I have a few pieces of that ephemera left. I have just a few enamel dots, and then I have just a few sheets of this Rustic Christmas paper from the paper pack. I think I have 13 total sheets here. You can see here's the fronts, and then here are the backs. And so these are really fun, vibrant colors. So I'm going to go ahead and smash this paper pack. Again, Rustic Christmas from Not Too Shabby. And so I'll bring you along on this smash. So the first thing I did was I decided what I wanted to do with this paper pack, and I decided on some nail file holders, which I've already made most of them. I did save 1 sheet, so we will do one of these on camera together today. I had a little square that was left over after I cut down the nail file holder, and I figured I would make a tag. So I also made coordinating tags to go with the nail file holders. These are just little 3x3 cards that have a hole punched and a piece of elastic cording. And then I had 1 extra scrap that I turned into some scrap cards. So I have 6 total scrap cards as well that I was able to make when I cut down my papers when I was smashing this pack. So I'm going to put all of these items aside. You see here, this is my main item, my nail file holder with a coordinating tag. And then again, I just used the scraps to make some cards. So for today's project, we're going to go ahead and cut down 1 sheet of 6x6 double-sided paper. Super cute designs on both sides. And then I also brought in a piece of elastic cording. This is about 6 inches. If you don't have a ruler, just cut it about the width of your paper, which is 6 inches. Then I'm going to go ahead and take out a piece of cardstock, white cardstock, 3 by 6 inches. I added a piece of scrap on the inside, but you're basically going to score it at the 3-inch mark on the 6-inch side, fold it in half. And then I have one piece of ephemera that was left over, so I'm going to add that to the front of my tag. And then I have a couple of layering pieces of cardstock, one that's 2 3/4 squared, which is going to go on my little tag, and then one that's 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to go ahead and use that for the extra little scrap that I did for those cards. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut down this paper. I'm going to make sure my orientation is upright, meaning the top to the top. And we're going to go ahead and cut at 3.5 inches on the 6-inch side. So that's my first cut. That will be my nail file holder right there. So I'm going to put that piece aside. Let's go ahead and continue cutting this one. So you're going to rotate it one time on the 6-inch side. You're going to cut it down to 2.5, which will give us a square that's 2.5 by 2.5. That's going to go on our little tag right here, just like this, and then we'll layer it with that mat, and that'll be right there on the front of the tag. And then the last little scrap strip, that's what I used to layer with that extra cardstock, and I put it on the fronts of the cards. So that's how I was able to make these cards. I layered 2 of them together and then just added some additional embellishments. You could do vertical or horizontal, either way. So for today, I'm actually not going to make an additional card. I'm going to use that little scrap for the insides of my existing cards. But let's score the nail file holder, turn it upside down, and then score it at 1, 1 1/4, 2 1/4, and 2 1/2. So those are your scores: 1, 1 1/4, 2 1/4, and then 2 1/2. So I did 4 score lines. At the very bottom, this is something that I recommend. Score it at 1 1/8 and 2 3/8, which is just right in between the 2 sets of score lines, about halfway up. And what this will help you do is when you're pinching the bottom of your nail file holder at the bottom, this will help you pinch it a little bit easier and finish gluing it. So I'll show you how that works in just a second. You're going to fold and enforce all of your score lines. I don't worry too much about the little 1/2-inch score that we did from the bottom up. Don't worry about that. We'll get that in a second. You see, here's what it looks like as our general foundation. Now you see how I have my little scores right in between. I'm going to just pinch those in. Basically pinch the 2 bottom sides in just like this to make it flat. So you have like a pinched flat edge on the bottom, but then the top still is going to still remain open. I'm going to also take a 1-inch hole punch just like this, and I'm going to go ahead and notch a little half circle or partial circle right in the center panel on the top front. So I'm going to just take a little notch just like this. This is a 1-inch punch, and then that will make my little like finger notch, which you'll see typically on these types of nail file holders. That's my little scrap that's left over. The next step is that we will actually glue this together, but you see there I have my notch, and then I have the pinched edge at the very bottom to hold the nail file holder in place. So I'm going to add glue to the left-sided panel just like this, and then glue the right-sided panel just down just like that. Make sure that all my edges are straight. Take my bone folder and sort of varnish or press down on the layers just to make sure everything is flat. And then we're going to pinch together the 2 edges at the bottom and then go ahead and add some glue to glue this together. I think this is probably the hardest step out of the entire process, is just trying to get these little edges flat and then adding the glue and trying to get this glue to stick. One tip that I can give you is you can bring in an extra little clip just like this. You could use a binder clip or any type of clip to pinch together those ends and let them set so that glue will dry. Let's go ahead and complete our 3x3 tag while we're waiting for that to dry. So I'm going to glue my layers. I'm going to start by gluing the little 2.5 by 2.5 inch paper onto my little metallic cardstock here. That's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I'm going to wipe off the excess wet glue, and then I'm going to add to the back and then glue that to the front of my little tag card base. So this is what it will look like. Super, super easy. And then the last step will be just to finish decorating. So I'm going to keep these flat. So I'm going to just add the glue directly to the back of the ephemera piece and then add that directly to the front of the little tag card. And that will just keep it super, super flat. So then the next step is I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole. So I'm bringing in I think this is like a 1/8 a 1/8 hole punch, I believe, but you could use any size hole punch. And then you're going to just add one through all of the layers to the top left-hand corner. You see there, it went through all of the layers. Let's add the elastic cording. I'm going to pass it through the back of that hole, put the two ends together just like this, and then you basically just tie a knot. But I'm just showing you here that I did go through all the layers. And then again, just push the two ends together, tie a little knot. And one tip I can give you is as you tie the knot, push the little knot towards the end, towards the ends. So you're going to just keep pushing it and pushing it towards you get as you get closer to the ends, and that will make your loop a little bit larger. So, and then what you can always do is come back in, trim the excess cording just to kind of make it have even ends, just like this, and sometimes get the little stray like fibers off. Let's go back to finish our nail file holder. I'm going to take it off. You see here it's pretty sturdy now and it's dry. The next step is I'm going to bring in a nail file. So I buy these from Amazon. I'll link my Amazon link below. They sell them like in sets of, I think it's like 25 and 50 and 100. I buy the 100 pack because it's the most affordable. And then I also get these clear cello bags. They're self-adhesive. These are 4 centimeters by 25 centimeters. I'll see if I can find them and I'll link them down below as well. But I'll list the dimensions down below for you. You're going to insert your nail file holder into your cellophane bag, and then these are self-adhesive, so I'm going to just remove the little backing here and then go ahead and press down the adhesive to seal this little package. These are a great item to make ahead of time. You can make them now and then have them ready for your craft fairs or for your gifts that come up, later, stocking stuffers, teacher gifts, all kinds of different gifts. If you find that the little elastic cording is too loose, you can just do a double sort of wrap around, and you see there it's really, really taut. So that is our little item here today. You could also add some additional like pencils and pens and things behind it just to give additional gifts. I am going to use this scrap for the insides of my cards. Let's go for a full recap. Okay, so to recap, we have the Christmas in July release from the Not Too Shabby shop. We did a 6x6 paper pad smash today. This was Rustic Christmas. We have used all of the papers that came in this little pack over the course of my 3 projects this month. These are my scraps. This is it. So these are mostly the little like notch punches. I just saved them to show you how much of paper I actually had left over, which is pretty much nothing. I will be recycling those, and so I will not try to save those. I did also use up all the pieces from the Christmas Tea pack of ephemera that coordinated with this set, as well as the vintage Christmas charm enamel dots. So all 3 of these items were the Christmas in July release from Not Too Shabby, and you see here I smashed the entire collection and had very little scraps, really nothing really usable left over. So let me do a full recap of all of our projects. We had 13 nail file holders. These are ready to go. You could always add some additional little embellishments or stickers or things to the fronts if you like to do so. I'm going to keep it pretty plain for right now. I also did 13 coordinating 3x3 tags to go with those nail file holders. And so these are ready to go. Somebody can address them, add a little note, add them to the nail file holder. If I do either give them away or sell them, I will sell them as a set. These are some of the little fronts as far as how they turned out. Again, I kept them really flat because I wasn't sure how, how I would be using them, or I really wanted to make sure I could store them flat as well. I did bring in this Holly Jolly stamp set from the Not Too Shabby shop to add a few sentiments to some of the little 3x3 tags. So these are just super cute, super fun, super easy as well. And you saw I used 1 sheet of paper and I got a nail file holder and a coordinating tag. And then I used these scraps to make 6 A2 size scrap cards. So I put 2 of the scraps together. You see here's where I used that final little scrap from today's paper pack or sheet of paper that we cut down. I made some little banners to go on the insides of the cards. And so I was able to get, I think, 4 of them, and I added to 4 of the 6 cards. I did pop some of the ephemera pieces up with foam dimensional tape, added the sentiments, added some little colored images, added enamel dots. So that was my 6x6 paper pack smash. Those were the 3 items I did today, but I previously did 10 gift card holder ornaments. If you have not seen this video, I will link it at the end, just right up next, so you can check that out. I also did 6 A2 size cards as well. So out of this one paper pack, I got 48 items, including the ephemera and the enamel dots. 48 items. Again, Rustic Christmas. These were the Christmas in July items that released from Not Too Shabby. I do have my website affiliate link. I will link that down below in case you do want to make a purchase. It helps my channel grow at no extra cost to you. And make sure you check out hashtag N2S Christmas in July 24 so you can get more more inspiration from the design team using these items for the Christmas in July this month. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you got a little bit of inspiration. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, happy crafting.